Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. So some great news here right off the top from Digital Asset Investor. Without the XRP community, this doesn't happen. Be proud, we fought the good fight, and we aren't done yet. Retweeting out Crypto Whale's tweet here, just in, SEC Chair Gary Gensler says his agency is considering how to split oversight of crypto exchanges between the SEC and the CFTC. So the SEC has been wanting to maintain, grounds over cryptocurrency regulatory clarity. And, the story goes as such, that they've been in this kind of, I suppose, turf war. It sounds almost gang-related. They wanted to maintain the jurisdiction over cryptocurrencies, and now we're seeing that they are kind of maybe being strong-armed into allowing the CFTC to take some of that jurisdiction. So that is kind of the latest news with regards to cryptocurrency clarity, at least in the US. We've got XRP here trading at about 82.7. Not much really to discuss with regards to the charts. Bitcoin is still behaving the way Bitcoin has behaving over the last several months. We haven't seen too much activity, a lot of ups and downs, a lot of sideways movement for the last year or so. Ultimately, what's looking like reaccumulation, albeit with a trend line that is going upward. It is moving up. So that is at least positive. We are looking for higher highs now. Hopefully, Bitcoin does surpass its all-time high. However, the next level of resistance right now is about $52,000 for Bitcoin. Still trading on very low volume. XRP right now, we got to get up above 91 cents. Then it'll be $1.02. So the entire market ultimately trading on very, very, very low volume, as you guys can see down here. So we're just waiting for a catalyst event. And it could be around the corner. This from Matthew Lany here on Twitter. Russia's largest bank silently has rolled out native cryptocurrency SPREADSHEET. So this is Sberbank or Sparebank. RippleNet general manager also explained, it's not all that useful unless you can start trading it for other things. And so far, the data I saw shows that this coin is not very liquid. So this is what's going on in Russia. Moves are being made, guys. We know the conflict between Russia and Ukraine has resulted in a lot of drastic economic changes. I guess I'll put it that way. But some key points here. Sberbank was given a license to issue digital currencies last month. The bank also launched Sbercoin, its own crypto, back in March. And Sbercoin is trading right now at 0.00004323 to the USD. So that's what we're seeing coming out of Russia's largest bank. I also wanted to mention this from Michael Arrington, retweeted this out. Russia takes Bitcoin for oil, but no longer wants dollars. The world is changing very quickly. Yeah, I read that correctly. The head of Russian parliament, Pavel Zelvany, made comments recently addressing the subject of economic and financial sanctions. It's clear that gold is playing a large role in protecting Russian wealth. That role may get bigger, and it could create a paradigm shift in how the world does business. Russia has a lot of natural gas and oil, and it sells a lot of natural gas and oil to the world. Zelvany made it clear that Russia is happy to sell in hard currency. And what is hard currency? Well, it does not consider US dollars as hard currency. If they want to buy, let them either pay in hard currency, and this is gold for us, or pay as it is convenient for us. This is the national currency. As for friendly countries like China or Turkey, which are not involved in the sanctions pressure, we have been proposing to China for a long time to switch to settlements in national currencies for rubles and the yuan. And with Turkey, it will be something relatively similar. Down here, though, Michael Arrington highlights, and I've got to stress this, you can also trade in Bitcoin. So this, an official statement now coming from Russia. So this, guys, this I feel like is going to be part of, at least, the catalyst of where we'll get a new financial system, where XRP will be fundamental in, assisting as that bridge currency to transfer value from one form, especially if Russia is saying no US dollars for us. You're going to have to take the yuan or the ruble. So we're going to have an efficient way to convert US dollars to rubles or yuan or Bitcoin, it looks as though, if certain players want to play ball with Russia. Now, we also have to remember that even if the US refuses to do business with Russia, a lot of the world's wealth, most of the US dollars that have been printed, do not actually lie inside the country. They are scattered around the world because, up until this point, and it's still this way, but every country was doing business in US dollars. And so a lot of that wealth is in US dollars, and it is around the world. So even if it isn't the US specifically doing business with Russia, a lot of these other countries might say, okay, they're not taking US dollars anymore. Maybe I should get rid of some of these US dollars. And how can I do that? How can I convert in an easy, fast, efficient way? Well, for the countries that are already running on Ripple, like Singapore, Japan, the UK to some extent, parts of Europe, they have that opportunity. And so this could partially be a catalyst for XRP adoption. I also saw this guy's from Matthew Liny. The Bank of England is a Ripple partner. Let's not forget that. And the UK's Finance Minister Sunak, this is what he said: "It is my ambition to make the UK a global hub for crypto asset technology." So just to reiterate that, back in February, Ripple cozies up with UK regulators amid global payments push. And also from back in I believe this was 2019, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse revealed last year that the Bank of England is a paid Ripple customer. Garlinghouse was speaking at the Yahoo Finance All Market Summit at the time. This year-old video has relevance as the Bank of England's Deputy Governor, Dave Ramsden, mentioned how the bank was looking into examining cross-border challenges and generally looking into the concept of cryptocurrencies. So the Bank of England, a paid Ripple customer, also wanted to mention this. So Rishi Sunak outlines strategies to make the UK a global hub for crypto asset technology. Let me just read you this here. As part of the plan, the government intends to legislate to bring certain stablecoins into the regulatory net, such as complying with current payment rules. The approach would ensure convertibility into fiat money at par and on demand. Financial Services Minister John Glenn said during a speech at the Innovate Financial Global Summit on Monday, Sunak said that it was his ambition to make the UK a global hub for crypto assets, as I mentioned at the top. With the adoption of crypto assets, Sunak says that the financial services industry in the UK will remain at the forefront of technology and innovation. It doesn't sound like any of these countries really want to be left behind, although the United States dragging their feet still. This is another one from BondCrypt XRP with regards to the UK specifically. UK government moves forward with regulatory framework on stablecoins. So just another point here. Just yesterday, the HM Treasury said certain stablecoins could potentially become a widespread means of payment for retail customers in the UK, following a consultation with various organizations, universities, and individuals that began back in January of 2021. The UK government body said it intended to take necessary legislative steps to bring stablecoins into the regulatory framework, primarily by amending existing electronic money and payment legislation. So this, again, going back to this point, creating a strategy to make the UK a global hub for crypto assets. If we keep moving along, we're seeing the same trend happen in India. This has to do with Ripple partner and Indian bank HDFC, and this brought to us by Mike Manfield. So these guys are Ripple partner. HDFC Bank creates Indian lending behemoth in $40 billion deal. So they just did this deal. The deal was valued at $40 billion. HDFC limited shareholders to get 42 HDFC Bank shares for every 25 held. Combined company to have a balance sheet of about $237 billion. This is India's largest private bank, and they're buying their biggest shareholder in a $40 million deal, the country's biggest ever, creating a financial services titan to better tap rising demands for credit. So their main goal, their big strategy is to create a more efficient credit and lending market for their customers. The bank's deal with housing finance firm HDFC Limited, which owns about 21% of the lender, will build on its 68 million customers and expand its home loan portfolio significantly, while also opening up the scope for larger loans. And again, guys, this is a Ripple customer. Loaning, lending, credit, all part of a financial system that relies on liquidity. If we move to Canada, this is what we're seeing as well. TSC has named lead for new Canadian real-time payment system. This brought to us by T-Hole Bet XRP. And if you guys remember, TCS BANCS, Indian MNC's financial solution to connect with RippleNet for cross-border payment processing. This came out about 3 years ago now, back in April of 2019. And now we're seeing this Ripple partner named the integration lead for new Canadian real-time payment system. So Payments Canada has picked Tata Consultancy Services as the integration lead for the country's new real-time payment system. Payments Canada is creating a real-time system called the Real-Time Rail, or RTR, as part of a multi-year multi-system payments modernization initiative expected to launch in the middle of next year. The RTR will allow Canadians to initiate payments and receive irrevocable funds in seconds, 24/7, guys, 365 days a year. The system will also tap, of course, the ISO 20022 messaging standard to support payment information traveling with every payment. So Ripple integration happening, it seems, at lightning speed all over the world. Now we're seeing more and more countries really kind of tap into meaningful integration with these Ripple partners. partners. In this case, TCS. In India, we are seeing an expansion of HDFC Bank, another Ripple partner. We know also the Bank of England was partnered with Ripple, has been partnered with Ripple for a while now. All this, guys, getting me very, very excited, getting me very, very interested in when we will see real meaningful XRP adoption. And, it seems as though 2022 is going to be that ramp up year, the ramp up to the adoption, especially now that we're getting, word that Russia has, they're moving on a dime here. They are deciding how they're going to do business, who they're going to do business with, how they're going to receive funds for doing business. And, this is all just kind of moving at lightning speed in real time. Also, this statement here, just from Michael Arrington, the fact that Russia is now accepting Bitcoin for their oil and gas, that is also going to change the game. And, to me, I wonder if countries that are, let's consider them friendly countries, perhaps support the U.S., in their sanctions against Russia, but maybe don't necessarily want to play this game. And so they might say to Russia, they might try to make a back-end deal and say, hey, look, we understand this is what's happening, but we really don't want to be mixed in with this. And so let's make a deal. If you're now only going to be accepting rubles and yuan and Bitcoin, we've got all these US dollars that we've been stockpiling because we've been doing business that way for decades now. And okay, I want to convert over to what you're doing because I'm going to rely on you for getting my oil and gas. So let's make a deal. And I'm just giving a for instance here. I'm not saying that this is definitely happening, but it could be happening behind closed doors. How are they going to move all that money? They're going to need a crap ton of liquidity to do so. And so leveraging XRP, that could be the way that we start to see a lot of these countries move their money, especially with this dramatic shift. We're essentially going from an old system to a new system in a matter of days or weeks. And so, to transfer that liquidity over, if Russia is in fact saying that we're only going to accept these types of currencies, boy, that is a major shift. And the liquidity that will be needed in order to convert all those offshore US dollars is going to be huge. And so, in my mind, to source that liquidity, we're going to need a bridge currency that does that. XRP is sitting there on the sidelines, just ready to be utilized. I also saw this, guys, from Spiritual Warlord here on Twitter, and a few people sent this to me. Breaking: David Morgan has said on Stansberry that there's some talk of CBDCs going on the back of XRP or some other currency that functions well and has been tested. Yeah, he mentions it right here. Listen to this.
So the paths are leading to some form of a digital currency. So do you think it's coincidence that we're now at the exact same moment seeing executive orders and mandates come out, and in it there is talk of a coming Federal Reserve digital dollar?
No, it's par for the course as far as I am concerned. How far along they are, I'm not certain. I have looked into this fairly deeply. There is some talk of going on the back of, let's say, an XRP or some other currency that's out there now that's functioning well and has been basically tested, and then putting a CBDC on top of that. That certainly could be achieved. And if it were, it could expedite how quickly this comes to the fore.
So David Morgan here from Stansberry saying there is some talk of CBDCs running on the back of XRP. That has functioned well and has been tested already. And that could be the quick go-to method for the US to get a CBDC out and rolling. Of course, we're going to need to see that clarity in the US before that happens. And so David Morgan here, just to give you guys a bit of context, he is the author of the Morgan Report. He is the CEO of that report. He's also a financial analyst. And this is when he did another interview, special interview on the Silver Standard with David Morgan, financial analyst, consultant, precious metals aficionado, and publisher of the Morgan Report, analyzes the impact of asset bubbles, fiscal policy, and macroeconomic trends in the American economy. So a well-established analyst, obviously understands the financial system, and now he's talking about CBDC, central bank digital currencies, and how in a pinch a CBDC can run on the back of XRP, something that's already fully functional on the XRPL, in order to keep pace with the rest of the world and their ongoing commitment to modernize the financial system.
How far along they are, I'm not certain. I have looked into this fairly deeply. There is some talk of going on the back of, let's say, an XRP or some other currency that's out there now that's functioning well and has been basically tested.
So how soon are we going to see this? Is it going to take some time? Are we going to need to see a final verdict before we see all this stuff blow up, creating a real need, driving demand for the XRP cryptocurrency? It sounds to me like it's closer than ever, but that's just my opinion. I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.